Hey guys, welcome to another part of Sane Trilogy of Crash 1. This time we're doing the Rolling Stones, as well as all our levels up to another boss, which I know is going to be Ripper Roo, because I remember the order of these fucking things. Papu Papu, then Ripper Roo, and then we got Koala Kong after that. So Ripper Roo will be next in this part. But right now, Rolling Stones. And there's a path that we can unlock by doing the blue gem first, which we don't have yet. We don't have any of the colored gems. And I'll be explaining the colored gems next part. Not this part, because they don't really appear all the way to Ripper Roo. They actually start appearing after Ripper Roo. But I do want to tell you about these fucking spots. And by the way, there's also Rio tokens here. And I know where they all are. One of them is right here. But because I exploded the TNT, it is gone. So yeah, I can't get the Brio shit now. And I died. Good jump, me. But I can't beat this level anyway because, as I saw from the hint, we need the blue gem. There is a blue gem path. So I can't deal with it. I am going to show off the bonus stage though, because I will still show you this shit. It's just, like, I'm going to be editing this, and you know why. I'm going to be editing it in a way in which I'm just going to be showing you the blue gem path and the Brio stage, and that's it. Because you've already seen everything else by the time we come back here for the gem. But as for this, you know, I might as well just show you everything else. Get that out of the way. That way you don't have to see me go for the entire level again when we do go and get the gem. Which I'll be doing after we beat the fucking game. And we beat the game being Cortex. We don't, you know, we don't get all the gems to beat the game. That's 100% the game. And that's the bonus stage done. So, after some more loading screens, we can now move on to more of these wheels, which is just great. And there's the blue gem path right there. We have to come back when we got the blue gem. And we have to come back here when we got all the Brios, which we know where the last Brio was, but I exploded and it flew off, so I can't get it now. But that's fine, because we can't fucking do this anyway. So, let's see how many boxes Crash could handle. Not that many. He kind of fell on the ground after like 20. But there you go. So now that's done. Now that Rolling Stones is done, it's now time to continue on to the next level. After a long loading screen. Hog Wild. Oh, this will be fun. Let's see how they handled the fucking hog. Hold jump to bounce higher on drums. I mean, that goes without saying. So, how'd they handle Hog Wild? Well, they got that face right, that's very nice. Music's alright. So far the controls aren't too different, except for one thing. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the turn's a bit slower? Don't know about you guys, but I honestly feel like there's a bit of slowness going on that hog. Also nice. By the way, there were only two death animations for the hog. That was the first one. They're all sort of the same, except like the fucking poles are just like, you know, you getting slammed down. And that's the other one, falling down. There's a weird falling animation for the hog, which is just like, it's not like very eventful, the whole fall. They just like fly down almost. They're like falling with style almost. But yeah, as for, you know, everything with the hog's alright. I do feel like they did the hogs pretty well. Like this one in particular, Hog Wild, it's fairly well done. I've noticed no problem. You can speed up a bit by actually jumping constantly. That's a thing you can do. I believe that was in the original as well, so that's great. I'm not doing it though until the time trial, so I didn't take my time. You don't have to fucking tell me what to do. And there we go, 3 gems. That brings us to 19%. So now that Hogwild's done, let's go ahead and see what our next level is, and see what we have to deal with, and how different it is, and if we can handle it, with how rusty I am for Crash 1, and 2, and 3. It's Native Fortress, which, this one's interesting. One old school controls, try the directional buttons. I mean, from Crash 2 and 3 you can do analog, I believe. I think Crash 2 you can do analog. But yeah, Crash 1, it was directional. And yeah, like, I am using directional for this, because that's how I used to play these fucking Crash games. I always use the directional. In fact, I never used analog for Crash 1, 2, or 3. It was always digital. And directional. Fuck. I always use the directional pad because why would I not? It's pretty much the easiest way to actually control Crash. Because if you use the freaking stick, it's like there's some awkwardness to the stick Crash games. And yeah, with Crash 1, I don't really want that awkwardness because these levels were clearly made with the freaking pad in mind. They were not designed for the stick. Especially these fucking 2D ones. Which, by the way, you can still move up and down on. You don't move left and right only. You can still move up and down. So, if you were to have the fucking stick as well, it would be awkward. You know what's just awkward? Not the falling, but also that fucking tribesman with the shield. You know what else is awkward, though? The fire death animation. That sucked. There are some death animations in this fucking remaster where they didn't really fucking try, and it just sucks. The fire one in particular is shit. You know, the tribesmen are kind of awkward, but yeah. Look at that! Like, it doesn't have the same sort of fucking umph that the fucking original fire death had. Didn't have the same sort of impact. It's just pathetic. Also, bad timing, and now I've exploded. So there's the explosion death animation. There's another way of doing this though. I'm about to show the angel death animation though by misjumping. Even though you could barely see that, yes, that was the angel, and the angel's done alright. No harp. I have not noticed a harp anytime I get the angel animation. It's always him like cross-armed and shit. But the angel's alright. And I fucked it up. Usually, when you fuck up a bonus in Crash 1, you can't do it again. Because once you get the tokens, you can't get them again. In the remaster though, because they have this portal here, you can do it as many times as you want. You can fuck up the bonus as many times as you want, and you can still redo it. In the original Crash 1, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. You only get one chance originally. Again, they've made this easier. But at the same time, there's gonna be... this is only the first half. When we get to the second half, of this fucking game, I want to see how they handle some of the hardest fucking levels of this game. Including one of the hardest Crash levels of all fucking time. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle that shit, because when it comes to Crash 2 and 3, you can't really change much with difficulty. They're going to be easy no matter what. Crash 1, though, is the most interesting one in terms of difficulty. Just how much could they have changed to make this shit easier? Well, so far, not too much. I mean, the hit detection on the fire, I'll show that later on, way later on, but the hit detection on this fire is bullshit, and the design, still not that easy, but they did add forgiveness. They added, you know, a chance for more checkpoints. they've let you do the bonus levels more than once, and they let you save anywhere you want about the bonus levels at all. So really, they did indeed make this easier. But at the same time, oh, by the way, that's what most people actually do. What you're actually supposed to do is go in the middle, because if it doesn't have a spike at the end, you can go in. And there's a life there too, so there you go. But yeah, if there's one thing I'm not really enjoying so far about this, it's just how Crash controls. I don't know about you guys, but it really does feel like this Crash is heavier than original Crash 1 Crash. Just saying. I feel like there's more like weight on this Crash than there is in the original. And in that regard, it's not that great. Also, I couldn't really see shit or react to that shit really well. So, yeah, I'm gonna fall down. And that's just one problem. Like, I can't... Also, that should have been a fucking hit. That's another problem, hit detection. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but the hit detection in this fucking game has been interesting. It'll be more interesting later on, but right now, yeah, the boxes... The fact I slipped off of that one, I should have bounced. Yeah. There's another animation. But I'll be showing off that shit later on, okay? I'll be showing off that later on. Right now, though, no. We're moving on, because we're doing the next level. Which, believe it or not, we're done with Island 1. Island 1 is done. We're not going to Island 2. And where Island 2 is over here, and it has Up the Creek. Let's do it. Yeah, doesn't cost lives to retry it. You can't retry a bonus round if you fail it in the original, so they're being very nice of you here. And yeah, you can't lose lives in a bonus round. That is true. But still, you can't redo it in the original. So they're being nice. So yeah, more of our nice little swamp area. You know, nothing too spectacular. The swamp levels are pretty decent, to be honest. Design-wise, they're about accurate. And they're not bad. I mean, I like them, honestly. They did it right. The monkeys are done right. Checkpoint. However, there is one thing that I think they fucked up on entirely. That sucked. It's like the fire. They fucked up the drowning animation. It's just instant. He goes down, he's just limp in the water. He's not even like face up anymore, like spitting water out of his mouth. He's just giving up. It sucks. It really does. Some of the death animations are just crap. There's a compilation out there where you can see every death animation, and yeah, some of them are absolute dog shit. Some of them are good, but there are a few, like the drowning and the fire, that are just garbage. Like, they did not fucking try hard enough on them. They are not faithful enough, and they're just shit. But anyway, now we've got some more crates over here, which, you know, were optional originally, but, you know, you hit that, you know, that exploration box that's metal, and then you can go ahead and get a life, you can get some crates, you can get fucked if you did it the wrong way. The right way is leaving those boxes alone until you get the life there, and then you go for them. But, yeah. Now we just continue on, and by the way, the piranha plants. There is an achievement for getting eaten by them. I will not be showing that until way later, but I will get the achievement, and I will show off the achievements, except for one. Because there's a reason why. It'll come next part, but there's a good reason why this one achievement will not be shown in this Let's Play, and why exactly it's not going to be shown. Right now, though, bonus time. So, yeah, nothing too special about the bonuses. They're all pretty easy, to be honest. If you can't really figure out and deal with the bonus rounds, like, you're gonna have a hard time with the Brio bonus levels and the Cortex ones, too. Considering the bonus rounds in Crash 1 and 2 and 3 and such are all relatively easy. It's the later bonus rounds that are bullshit, and the later ones are the Brio and Cortex ones, in Crash 1's case. Crash 2 and 3 is, like, the special bonus rounds. Usually the special areas. And that is actually it for the levels, because next up we got Ripper Roo. So let's see how they handle this boss, because there's not much you can really fuck up with on a Ripper Roo boss, you know. Gotta have the goofiness, gotta have the TNT box being big, and music has to be goofy. So as long as you got that, I'm fine with it. I know, hint. I got it. Let's fight him, shall we? Nice intro, but anyone noticing anything off with the music? Like, there's something, I don't know about you guys, but there's something missing. Like, it's hard to pinpoint what's missing from this music right now. Maybe it's the fact there's no fucking instrument of goofiness! Where's that fucking sound that appears? Because it's so fitting for Ripper Roo. It's goofy as shit, and that's what he is. And by the way, Angel, now you can see in full, with a lot of fucking bloom for some reason. And also the drowning, I'll be showing that pretty soon too. Because there is something else to it, but I've only been able to get it in Ripper Roo. Every other time I drown, it doesn't happen. But there is something else to drown outside of Crash's limp body just giving up forever. But yeah, the music. It's just missing that one instrument that made it sound so memorable and fucking awesome for this boss fight. That sound effect though, that's the addition, that's the thing that was missing. And even then, the death animation sucks. But yeah, this music is fucking lacking. I'm sorry, but this remastered version of the Ripper Roo boss sucks with this music. The laugh, that I'm fine with. The laugh is nice. But everything else, from the fucking music, sucks. Sound-wise is fine, music-wise it sucks, level design-wise, it's not that different. And there you go. Ripper ruined. Nice. So yeah, that was a nice little ending for that fight. And that's it. Fuck this music though. Fuck this song. They ruined it. They ruined the Ripper Roo song. They cut out that fucking sound. Fuck. Like, that's the one thing you remember from the fucking songs. That goofy fucking burp sounds. Anyway, you might be noticing definite little screen there on the Lost City. You know, you have all this shit. You know, we don't have all the crystals, but you notice that there are a lot of normal gray gems. But then you get to the Lost City and you notice it is green. It is a small green gem. Because here comes the colored gems. And I'll be dealing with them all the way to Koala Kong next time. But right now I'm going to save. Because once we do the colored gem ones, the colored gem levels are going to be the hardest part of the fucking game almost. So I'll be seeing you guys next time for the colored gems and Koala Kong. Thanks for watching.